So we're going to take a look at perimeter. And before we start, let's just think of any action movie that we've watched. What happens when the team leader shouts, "Secure the perimeter! Secure the perimeter!" What do you see happen?
Secure the perimeter! Secure the perimeter!
Perimeter secured. All the soldiers go around the entire shape. So when you hear perimeter, you're adding everything around your entire shape. So example one, the city of Phoenix is building a new outdoor basketball training court shaped like a quadrilateral. And a quadrilateral just means a shape with four sides, quad. On the park's coordinate map, the corners of the court are located at blah, blah, blah. The construction company needs to install fencing all around the court. So what does that mean? I need to go around the entire court, which sounds like perimeter. What is the perimeter of the basketball court? All right, so let's go ahead and start off by graphing or plotting these points. 1, 1 is point A. 5, 3 is point B. 3, 7 is point C. And negative 1, 5 is point D. And I was waiting to graph them before I labeled them. So it went like this. Okay, so this is the quadrilateral when I join these 4 points. I'm going to go to quadrilateral. It looks like a square to me. All right, so now we're going to find this distance. And this is the most important thing that you need to know. 4 points means 4 distance formulas. So I want to see 4 distance formulas into the calculator because I'm going to find the distance between AB, DC, CB, and BA. So all around the shape. All right, so here's my distance formula. So if you remember from a previous video, and if you find that I'm going too fast on this one, please go back to that previous one because this is not really the distance one. This one is the perimeter. So that's my focus on this one. So square root parentheses squared plus parentheses squared. And then if you remember, it's going to be x2. And if you don't remember, again, it's right here. x2 minus x1. So we're going to type x2 minus x1. And then y2 minus y1. All right, we're going to need 4 of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy, copy, copy. So I have 4 of these. I'm going to extend this so I can see it. And when we get our answer, we're going to put all of these together in one sentence. But first, I'm going to do them individually so I can check my answer as I go. So what I need is my labeled points. So A is 1, 1. So I'm trying to find the distance between, let's go with AD. So I need A and D. So I guess it's actually better to just go ahead and write it in. D is negative 1, 5. C is 3, 7. And B is 5, 3. All right. The most important thing is just remember whatever X value you start at is the Y value you need to go with. So I'm going to start with AD, these two right here. So I'm looking at these 2 points. So it's going to be negative 1, 1. Those are my X values. Negative 1, 1. And because I started at negative 1, I'm going to start at 5. 5, 1. So that's my AD done. I'm now going to go to DC. And again, if I start here, I have to come back here for my Y values. So I'm going to go 3, negative 1. Those are my X values. And again, if there's already a negative, you're still going to put it on. And because I started on C, I'm going to start on C again. 7 and 5. So that's my distance DC. Now I'm going to go CB. So I'm going to start here. And again, wherever you start, you have to come back for the Y. So 5 goes with 3. And then I'm going to start again. 3 goes with 7. And then once again, that's that distance there. And then finally, this one, I'm going to start on this side. So 1 goes with 5. And because I started here, I'm going to start here again. 1 goes with 3. So now this is the distance BA. So I've got all my distances. And what do you notice about it? It is a square. And how do I know it's a square? Because all 4 sides are equal. Now to find the perimeter, I'm going to add this 4 times. Now because it's a square, I can just add them at the same time. So I'm going to copy, paste, and then I'm going to say plus. And then I would copy, I'm going to show you the procedure because I don't want you to get lost in that this is a square. So the next distance, Control C, Control V, plus the next one, Control C, the whole thing. Do not use the decimals. Plus, and then a plus sign again, and make sure you're outside the square root. And this last one. And if you can't stretch it anymore, go ahead and use the arrow and go all the way to the end. So now I have all of it done. This is the most exact answer that you can get. So if it is rounding, that perimeter is 17.88 whatever. Okay. Now, if it's not rounding, if it's, what do you call this? Simplifying radicals. Remember, we just press enter on that one. And we take everything underneath it. And we simplify that. So radical 20. And you see it still stays the same number. So again, I would take, again, press enter. If I'm doing this, I'm assuming it's not a square when you're doing yours. Take everything underneath it. Control C, Control V, 20, of course, because this is a square, but I'm just showing you what you're processing. All right, so I've gone on my third side. So again, take everything underneath that. Control C, press enter. Control V. So again, it's 20 because this is a square, but again, you're just doing this in case it maybe was a rectangle or it was some other shape or triangle or something else. So obviously I know I'm going to get radical 24 times, but again, I'm showing you the process. So again, my final side, press enter, take everything underneath the radical, 20, which makes sense because this is a perfect square. So boom. All right, so now remember that to find the perimeter, I'm adding all four sides, right? So adding all four sides, I can just go ahead and copy. Plus radical 20, plus copy again, radical 20, plus the final radical 20, just in case yours are different. Boom. Okay, so I've got all four. Now remember, it is supposed to give me the same exact answer as a decimal when I put them all in. So I'm keeping it matched. Now, you can combine like terms if they have the same radicand, and all of these have the same radicand. So I've got radical 20 plus radical 20 plus radical 20 plus radical 20. That's 4 radical 20. And you can see that when I replace that with 4 radical 20, my answer still matches. So I'm still good. Now, the final step, of course, is to simplify this. And again, if I'm going too fast, please go ahead and go watch how to simplify radicals and then come back. How do I break down 20 divided by 2? That's going to be 10. Then it goes to that number 10 divided by 2. It's 5, and you can't break down 5 anymore. So it goes 2, 2, and don't forget this last number 5. I'm going to replace it again. So 2 times 2 times 5. And does it still match? Yes, it does. So I'm good. So now I take out how many cards make a book. This is a square root. So 2 cards make a book. Or if you're used to, you're looking for the twins here, the twins right here. So when they go outside, they look the same. So 2 cards make 1 book. So I delete the 2 cards. And you can see it's different because I haven't taken my book outside. Makes what? 1 book. So 2 times. And you can see I'm back on. Then we can simplify this, which will give me 8. And again, I'm still good. And there's nothing else, no other books to take out. So this simplified version is 8 radical 5. And the rounded version is this with however they want you to round. Now, please, 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 please make sure that you are following the directions of placing the whole thing in here. Do not round before you get to the very end or you'll get that wrong. So what is the perimeter of the court? It is 8 radical 5 because each of these sides was radical 20, radical 20, radical 20, radical 20, which is approximately, let's round 17.9 to the nearest tenth if that's what they were asking. So now you're going to repeat this process. And the big thing to remember is this. If I have a quadrilateral, I need 4 distance formulas in here. I need to be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 3 points, 3 points is obviously a triangle, then I need 3 distance formulas. Okay, so make sure you have those. So I want to see 1, 2, 3. When you bring me this to check, please come with your computer because I'm also checking how you typed it in. Let's practice.